Hello everybody, my name is Benji, and welcome back to Dyson Sphere program, where yet again, it is time to go war. There is a hive in this system, and we do not want it here. We want this hive gone. So we are gonna go through another combat episode. This will probably be the last of its kind for that are simple enough like this, and I may skip over some things, like, for example, this planet only has a single relay station. Fine. This planet has two. Also totally fine. Ooh. More resonance. An orbital resonance of 2. Or that for every revolution that it goes around the planet, it makes 2 rotations. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So its rotational period, not quite a 1-to-1, which is tidally locked. But that means that whenever one side is exposed to the planet, or exposed to the sun, it is exposed for a time. Means that holes of this planet are gonna be not as good, but carry ring with like stuff all along the equator for our ray receivers. For the ray receivers, might actually power generator. And then there's the planet. And then first planet has 6 bases. So I'm gonna skip the outer 2 planets, and then we're gonna do the inner planet together and 3 for the hive. I'll see you soon. It's wartime. The outer planets have been cleared. We have a bit of a hot landing zone. Look at it. That is a-okay. First things first. It is time to piss off the hive. Yep, launching a storm. Makes sense. Could be all of the relays. Oh, no, there's one more. Can't see it. Come on then, big boats. There it is. Alright, come on, guys. Down. I'll get them out. They'll do quicker work than that. Alright, let's move toward the hive. That coming. Not showing me. They heading there. Literally down. There they are. Target's locked. Quads out. Get her done. Oh, they're veering off. Yeah, they went for me instead. Alright, hive time. I'm not super charged up for this, but that is a-okay. They need to be. 500 meters per second, I'm catching up. We want to have a bit of a slow and on units, because you're auto-deployed. Close. Red outlines. Scrambling any second. Scramble, hit the retro burn. Let them all go crazy. Lost a dreadnought. Oh my gosh. I always forget how cinematic the space battles are. Absolutely. Really hard to see my units, though. Kind of annoying. Why? Their units are huge and mine are small, so it's really easy. Hard to see. The health bars definitely do not help with that at all. That's alright. Move in for the hive. Quit with the cinematic shots. Check my... Get a beat on how many units I'm... Not many, in all honesty. They've got a whole... sense. It looks like they were still building up for... So far along. 40 ships. 7 dreadnoughts. 7 dreadnoughts. Not awful. These are what we like to call acceptable casualty. Yeah, only losing 7 dreadnoughts and taking out a hive is definitely nice. Definitely nice. And you can see they're hitting the core now. Core destroy. Very nice. Going through and demolishing the rest. Taking down the rest of the here. Because it will rebuild with whatever matter it has. Another system liberated in its entirety from scratch immediately upon arrival. Double check all of our planets here. Make sure no relays landed in the time that we were fighting. Although I got a notification they got dispatched first place. Absolutely perfect. And we're gonna go in first planet because the first planet has a bunch of stuff that I find really neat off. The orbital resonance cell is planet heck of a. And this episode is only 10 minutes long at this point, so I am definitely not gonna just sit there. I won't leave you guys hanging, so I don't know exactly what else I'm gonna. I will figure out something after we go here, blab about things. So this planet is really, really special and really a couple of. I'll say 0% threat. Oh, I haven't actually taken them out yet. Ah. Well, let's go on ahead and let's do that real quick. That's why this episode is so short so far. Because they will rebuild the hive if I leave as they are. So we not leave our going ahead and get all of the lines out here. Hey, fog! Get demolished. Another one right next to it. Perfect. I was like, why does it say 0% threat instead of core destroyed? It's supposed to say core destroyed. What's up with that? What was up with that is not core destroyed yet. I haven't destroyed core. Plural, I suppose. Matter again. Next up, I have to watch my power. I am very close. I say as I immediately walk into a bunch of fire. That's nice. I got hit with like a whole bunch of stuff there. Alright, last base. Obviously increasing threat over the course of all of this. for some very obvious. And there we go. Now we're clear, because I went through that process on the other one. Now, super nice. Anyway, this planet is special because usually the closest planet is a lava planet. This one is not a lava planet, it's a sulfur planet. Means we've got sulfuric acid oceans. Like this guy right here, that isn't water. And it's also not pee. No. This right here is sulfuric acid. And I'll show that off. Look at that. Sulfuric acid. That's crazy. It's a water pump, and it's pumping sulfuric acid directly from a lake, which is awesome. So this planet is going to be really, really nice for that reason, and that reason alone. As well as the fact that it's got a decent solar ratio, obviously close to the star, and the building area is 98.3%, so it's, unlike a lava planet, it's really good for building things, so that is super duper awesome. So let me go on ahead and let me share some of my plans for the next episode. Now that we're here, now that we're in the system, now that we're doing all of our things. We are going to be making, like I said, around about 7.5 per second of our most crucial war machine items. The first of which that I want to talk about, and arguably important because it's really, really helpful for dark fog farming and a couple of other things, just to planetary defense mainly is going to be the deal on this one, and that is the supersonic missiles. Supersonic missile sets are expensive. They are a pain, and I probably don't need 6 per second, but 6 per second is going to be enough to last us a very long time, so I'm very on board with having 6 per second of these guys. Now, that's not a lot of machine, as you can see. 2 machines to get 1 per second, so 12 machines total. However, processors, we need twice the amount of processor, twice the amount of explosive units, and thrusters. Thrusters, a thing to have for them. It's only steel and copper, but also, that sucks. So, that sucks. Missile sets themselves for copper, green, which, again, processor, also green chips. And then the explosive units themselves, the combined. So just a whole bunch of crap. And then, of course, engines. Engines are more copper. So this thing is just super duper copper heavy. And I've got a little bit of a layout here, which I think will be kind of nice to reference for the rest of this, or at the very least the rest of all of this. Also, don't worry about that. That's just what I was watching while I was playing this in the background. So this is our output that we desire per second, and this is all of our input required. The red is all of our different types of assembling machines. The missiles themselves are all the different, or rather, each of the inputs are color-coded so that they all kind of go together in some way, shape, and form, which is totally cool. And in order to get 6 of these bad boys per second, we need a whopping 1.4 blue belts of iron ingot, half a blue belt of, well, 1 green belt of steel ore, half a green belt of magnets for ore, which is not a lot overall, but pretty bad. Almost 4 blue belts of copper ore per second. 120, give or take, copper ore per second is nuts. 3 blue belts of coal, 3 blue belts of silica. It's crazy. And you know what? 237 assemblers, 72 chem plants, 48 refineries. I'm even gonna say that that's 2. Now, the great thing about having something like this is all I have to do is just take that number, slash it in half, everything else results thanks to Excel equations. Nice. So yeah, that I think is a lot more doable. 2 blue belts of copper, 5 green belts of copper, way easy, way easy. So that's what we're gonna do for that one. Now, in terms of cannon shells are not as expensive. 1.5 blue belts of copper ore for 7.5 per second. Although, of course, the actual numbers here vary for... Yeah, that's a lot better. 8 green belts of coal, 3 green belts of copper, 6 green belts of titanium. This is all way more doable. 99, I'm not a huge fan of, but that's just because of this. Explosives, totally cool. Plastic, also totally cool. And that hydrogen byproduct will be useful later. Secret tool to help us later. So 6 per second of our high explosives. Again, sulfuric acid. So nice. Something sulfuric acid. So nice to have just pumped straight out of the ground, straight out of the lake. We just get sulfuric acid for free. And that is so cool. That is so great. And then the last one here is the weapons. Sorry, the plasma capsule. The plasma capsules are not that bad at all. Hydrogen is a bit of a deal. This is all of our extra hydrogen that we need. So the cannon shells, byproduct from the graphene, the missiles, byproduct from the graphene, or rather from the plastic production, the light oil production from the oil processing, wrong tab, is what we have to put in extra from how much we require into of deuterium. And in all honesty, because I'm backing everything else off to 6 just for nicer numbers, I'm going to back this off to 6 as well. And then, of course, in terms of our good friends, the deuterium and the fractionators, that's a lot of fractionators. And it might just be better to use the direct hydrogen to deuterium recipe in order to get the last 39 deuterium, which would end up being whatever this is. So 2, 6, 3 blue belts, essentially, which is 90. Technically 80, but closer to 90 extra hydrogen per second. And then, yeah, this is for the proliferation 3. So this is how I ended up doing that. This is how I knew all of those numbers off the top of my head, just in case you were curious. Now, transitioning back into the actual game, just doing that so I can move my screens around. Looking at what is in this system, there's not much. Especially in terms of hydrogen, there's not much. So where the heck are we going to get more hydrogen? Well, the answer to that is essentially that we're not for now, because warpers are not heavily accessible to us, and we don't have a way to get more hydrogen than we currently have. We can do as much of the light oil and oil processing and everything else as we possibly can, and that is going to be totally fine. But the only other area that really has any sort of hydrogen for a gas giant is our home system, very far away. Technically, there is stuff around a gas giant here, but again, warp. And warpers are not readily available to us yet. So later on down the line, we will end up happen. But for right now, the plasma capsules are limited by the hydrogen foot, and I'm totally fine with it. I mean, they're pretty 320 damage as opposed to, I don't know what number, less than 100 damage, and as opposed to 170 damage, and the less than 60. So Yeah, plasma capsules, good. Suppressing capsule, I'm not really interested in the jamming or the suppression capsules, to be honest. Might be something that we end up looking into a little bit later. Not something that I foresee as requiring. And then actually, that system. This place has hydrogen and deuterium around the gas giant. I pin this. And I think this might end up being a farm system. There's fire, ice, and kimberlite, which would... But there is a seed currently en route from the black hole, I believe. Neutrons. Which means it's probably going to be somewhat potent. And this could be our farm. So let's head in this farm. Sorry, caps lock. And we'll just see what that is. But that is actually all that I have for today. We have gone through and liberated yet another brand new system with sulfuric acid lakes, which is super duper nice. That is super duper thumbnail. Right there. Perfect. And we can get started with weapons production in the next episode. Full breakdown is there. We'll have one system from raw straight input to straight output. Then we can start really playing the game. We can go through my science plan and start finding systems that fit our goals for full bore science production, and take our home system and convert it pretty much entirely into just a mall and have no science production. Everything goes to the mall, and that'll just be our resupply hub. But yeah, that is going to be it for today. So thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. But without further ado, adios, sayonara, au revoir, hasta la vista, das vidania, evidian, ciao, and goodbye. Please have yourselves a fantastic rest of your day. Get some sleep. Don't forget to stay hydrated. This video is in the bag, and I will see you guys in the next one. Later, y'all.